Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the channel. It's me Anisa from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general reading, so the roles might get reversed or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for personal reading with me, okay? So in this reading, Scorpio, it's going to be a you versus them format. We're going to be looking at your past, present, future, and your challenges from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I'm also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, all right? Interesting. We're going to talk a lot here, Scorpio. So the challenges here is the Lovers in reverse and also the Ace of Pentacles in upright position. Isn't that interesting? I feel that one of your biggest challenges here has a lot to do with, I think you're dealing here with what I would say as a confirmation bias or a bit of a cognitive dissonance, right? In a situation where you feel that you need to make a final decisions in order for you to move forward and make a very, very structural foundations on what you want to do next, okay? And the way that I would interpret this card as well is that there is a pattern within you, a subconscious pattern within you that it seems to me as if if it has a bit of a tendency for it to be hurtful or to be painful, it is something that you consider as being like of a potential. So something shrewd judgment here when it comes to seeing green flags and red flags. Sometimes for you, the green flags become a red flag and the red flags become a green flag. We're going to talk more in details when we clarify the cards, okay? Now, in the past, you have the Two of Pentacles and you also have the Justice in upright position. I feel that in the past, you were in a situation where you felt the need to, take some time out and trying to balance your emotions and your logical perspective in terms of deciding over something. Now, you have another person here, Three of Pentacles and also the Three of Swords. This person actually wants to work it out with you. This person would like to collaborate and compromise with you, but seeing how you were on, that mode where you're still trying to decide about things and they felt it, Scorpio's energy are very intense. I noticed that because, my father is a Scorpio. I have like a lot of Scorpio friends, and Scorpios sometimes could not really hide their love towards someone or their hatred towards somebody, or, if something bothers them, you guys cannot really hide it. And I feel that they're starting to sense the fact that you were withdrawing your energy a little bit and trying to consider this relationship from a very, very, balanced point of view. Now, in the present moment, you have the Ace of Swords and you also have the Five of Wands in upright position. I see the fluctuating mood, or I see the fluctuating emotional here from your side, where at times you're like, you know what? I have that inspiration. I have this clarity that I've been looking for. I have an idea of what I want to move forward. And then after that, you have the Five of Wands, and then it got disrupted. So it's never is a Ace of Pentacles. It's never is one solid thoughts, one solid idea, or one solid okay, so this is the truth. This is what I've been looking for. No, because after you got that, maybe the next day or the next hour, you would think something that is entirely different. You would looking at it from an entirely different perspective, So let's say, for instance, your partner or the person that you're in a relationship with is saying A, and then you're like, oh yeah, now that makes sense. And then after that, an hour later or a day later, you're like, wait a minute, if that person says this, but what about this? Does that actually contradict what this person is saying? If I can't really trust this one, how can I be trusting this one? So there's like a lot of conflicting thoughts that you have at this present moment. And again, I kept feeling as if it's so turbulence. It's so, you know what I mean? I can't really describe that. But anyway, from this person's side, they have the Five of Cups and also the Fool in upright position. They do really want to take a giant leap of faith as this connection, Scorpio. But at times they feel as if I just feel that Scorpio isn't there, or I just feel that Scorpio maybe not want me anymore. Okay, we're going to clarify in a moment about how they truly feel about you. Now, from your side, you have the Ace of Cups and you also have the Empress in upright position. I feel that in the future, you guys are going to take care a lot more on yourself. I feel that you're starting to understand that in order for you to bring out the best version of yourself, you gotta be having, or you got to be provided with good things as well, because I feel that you are starting to realize that what I get is exactly what I give out to the world, and that's why you guys are going to be very, very selective on filtering or getting what you want out of a person. We're going to clarify in a moment. From this person's side, they have the Strength and they also have the Four of Cups. I feel that in the future, this person is still going to be waiting, because they just, I don't know. It's like you are undecided about that. They're also undecided about that. So, yeah, let's just clarify. I want to clarify this Five of Cups from their side. High Priestess, King of Pentacles, and also the Seven of Cups. Let's see from your side here. Especially if you guys are dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo or a Pisces or an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it seems to me as if like most of your thoughts is more so on you not really being interested with them anymore. Okay. Although you have that cognitive dissonance or confirmation bias, but most of the time you're thinking to yourself that no, this person is something. You're labeling them as something. Yeah. Now from this person's side, from this person's perspective, they're just trying to observe you right now. They're just trying to give time to you right now because they don't get the clarity. Things are just confusing for them. Things are just kind of like quite foggy for them. Now, in their perspective, Scorpio, again, in their perspective, they feel that they are the one that is like, you know, I am more certain about how I feel about Scorpio. I am more certain in what I want with Scorpio right now. Okay. But I couldn't really demystify, or I couldn't really figure Scorpio out at this present moment. I couldn't really figure what is it that Scorpio wants. I can't really figure how the Scorpio feels. I can't really figure what Scorpio's intentions are. I can't really figure out, you know, what is Scorpio plans for us in the future. So they're trying to figure that out. Now let's clarify the Fool. If you're single and ready to mingle, I see there's also potentials of you meeting somebody at this present moment. But again, as I mentioned earlier, right, Scorpio, with your challenges here, be careful of, I think it's important for you to start noticing or recognizing the feeling that you're feeling. Okay. So, because I feel that you have the tendency to fall for something that is negative. I'm going to give you an example. So, there was a client of mine who just got out of a very toxic relationship, and she started to date men. So there was two people who were emotionally very available for her, and there's one person who was actually emotionally unavailable for her. He was hard to reach, he was hard to call, he was not really there for her. He plans when it's convenience for him and everything like that. In comparison to the two guys, guess who she ended up, deciding to fall in love with? It was the guy that is emotionally unavailable. So then when I sat down with her and we started to, really, really explore her emotions, it turns out that it wasn't really love that led her to love him, but she thinks anxiously waiting for his call, anxiously waiting for his messages, anxiously waiting for him to plan something for her is what she thought as love, because that's the kind of love that she used to know. Now, if you're single and ready to mingle, I feel that this is very important for you to hear or to notice is that, when I'm starting to feel something for somebody, what feelings am I actually feeling at this present moment? Is it anxiety? Is it the sense of security? Is it because I feel safe around that person? Or is it because this person just triggered my need to figure this person out? Or is it my need to seek their validations? Or is it my anxious, or is it my adrenaline, or is it my dopamine because, this person is breadcrumbing me, and etc. So start defining what your feelings are, okay? That's very important. So the Fool clarified by the Nine of Cups, the Six of Swords, and also the Chariot in upright position. This person is at this present moment, although they're like, I really want to figure Scorpio out, but they really are certain that you are the destinations in which they want to go to. They're very certain about that. Scorpio is my wish fulfillment. If I get something from Scorpio, if this connection between Scorpio and I were to be expanding, this is going to bring me like a lot of sense of fulfillment. And I just want Scorpio very, very much. This is what I want, right? That's why they have the Fool right there. They want to take a giant leap of faith over that. Now, Five of Wands clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Death, and then the Moon. As I mentioned earlier, right, Scorpio, you're in this fluctuative mode where you're like, okay, I trust them. No, I don't trust them. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, fine, I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to start being nicer or start being available for this person, but like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So it's always like, ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean? This fluctuation looks a bit intense for me. They're invested in this more than you actually know. Okay, let's clarify the strength from their side. Nine of Swords, Sun. Some of you might also be dealing with a Leo right here. Interesting, isn't it? You want to see what this Ace of Cups is all about? Yeah. This. Exactly what I mentioned earlier. Why is it that you think or you feel that you're, I feel good about somebody, or I miss somebody, or I love somebody, or I'm deeply infatuated with somebody, when the clarifier is not good? So in a way that this fluctuating emotions, fluctuating mood, fluctuating thoughts that I've been mentioning earlier has been the kind of love that you know. And again, it's a pattern that you need to start noticing. It's very, very interesting here, Scorpio. You got somebody who loves you very much. But again, this green flag somehow is becoming a red flag for you. All right. They feel that you're the only person who could heal them. They feel that you're the only person who could actually make them feel good about themselves. And there's nothing more that they want right now in this life than to collaborate with you, to work it out with you, or to reconcile with you, to compromise with you, and etc. And this person is pretty much very, very positive of the fact that, you know what, the happiness that I'm getting is right there. It's going to happen eventually. I feel that this person is at some point trying to manifest you very, very much. Now, the Empress clarified by the Six of Cups, the Judgment, and also the Knight of Cups in upright position. I feel that there's some of you who is really, really done with this person, and you're trying to put a very, very practical perspective every time you start to feel very, very nostalgic towards this person. So that's scenario A. And I feel that eventually in the future, you guys are going to be offering your cups of love towards somebody else. So that's scenario A. For the second scenarios, I feel that a lot of you are actually going to be addressing, the patterns that I've talked about earlier, and how to put it into a very, very practical perspective, because I feel that you have like a lot of emotional baggages here, hun. You do have like a lot of emotional baggages that you haven't let out, that it did manifest into something else. So there's certain things that you're frustrated, let's say, for instance, because of your love life, or because of your family, or because of your work. And then it didn't get out at that department, but then it manifested into, you know, you being frustrated over something else. But actually the core isn't really this, but the core is this. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel that there's like a lot of things here in terms, especially in Capricorn season by the end of the year, where you would be like, okay, you know what? I think there's something here that I need to be addressing in terms of the pattern that I have, in terms of the inner wounds that I have, and how can I actually heal my inner child in here. Whereas with this person, again, I feel that now that we're in Sagittarius season, this person is just still trying to manifest things with you. But it's like the more that they want you, the more that you don't want them. But the more that they're not available for you, the more that you actually want them. It's interesting, isn't it? But anyway, let's pull some advice card for you. Eight of Swords, Three of Wands, the High Priestess on upright position. I feel that one of the reasons why you're dealing with a lot of these cognitive bias and a lot of this confirmation bias has a lot to do with, you know, you're no longer in a very neutral place. And I gotta say that too. Even if you were to think that, you know, this is my intuition that is talking, I don't see that, Scorpio, because I feel that, you know, even some tarot readers, and I myself too, whenever I get too invested into something, I would never actually read for myself, because it's very hard to differentiate between intuitions and our ego or our fear or what our desires are, right? So I feel that in terms of this present moment, the first thing first that you need to be addressing is this, the self-limiting belief, this self-defeating thoughts of always, because it has been a habit, you know what I mean? It's becoming like an emotional addiction for you. And again, it could be manifested into your love and relationship, or it could be manifested into something else. If it doesn't make me feel stressed out, if it doesn't make me feel, you know, completely mentally entrapped, it is not going to drive me. It is not going to motivate me. If it is about love and relationship, then you would have the tendency to actually fall for people who makes you feel like trash. If it manifested into terms of careers and finances, you're not going to be driven until, you know, you're anxiously having to pay for something and you don't have it. You know what I mean? So this drive is something that you first and foremost need to start be addressing when it comes to yourself. The need to feel the Eight of Swords, to feel motivated or to feel driven towards somebody or towards something in your life. Okay? Life is short, hun. Why do you like stresses so much? Now, Three of Wands and also the High Priestess in upright position. That way you could actually strategize, and you could actually declutter your intuitions. You could declutter your subconscious mind so that there's going to be a total reset when it comes to the things that actually motivates and drive you. Therefore, you're not really going to have this mixed up decisions when it comes to deciding what is the red flags and what are the green flags for me. Because again, it's very, like, the first thing that popped out of my feelings were when I was pulling your cards, it's like, wow, this is interesting, because it's like the green flags has become a red flags for you, and the red flags has become a green flag for you. And the advice here is to start getting to the root of the problem and start resetting, you know, the kind of love that you used to know, resetting what drives you, what motivates you. You should not be motivated by anxieties. You should not be motivated by, you know, depressions or anything like that, but you should be driven and motivated by things that are actually much more healthier and much more beautiful. Okay? So I think that is it for my reading for you here, Scorpio. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for, and I'll look forward to see you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye-bye guys. Have a great day. I love you.